to quote, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. So you see what happened in Hong Kong. And now, and they've pretty much are now under the control of China after the national security legislation. And what's kind of brilliant about their methods is they don't believe in weapons. They don't believe in bullets and they want to create divisiveness and war within the countries, within these democratic nations, in order to take the country down, right? And so going back to this ex-KGB, this guy named Yuri Bezmenov, okay, he talks about 4 stages of ideological subversion. And when I heard this, it really gave me goosebumps. The first stage is demoralization, which takes around 15 to 20 years. And it's to educate one generation of students on the Marxist-Leninist ideology, and without it being challenged, right? So this is, you'll find, like, say, Americans teaching Americans about this kind of ideology. And one of the things they want, the objective is to have a generation where they lack morals and induce guilt. And so that takes around 15 to 20 years. And the next step is destabilization, which takes around 5 to 10 years. And it targets social groups, economic groups, political systems, or culture, right? So it's, weaponizing race is nothing new, okay? Whatever race that may be. And the objective is to demoralize the population, get people to believe the worst of your own society, right? And just have everyone question the norm, right? Then the third, and then it just gets 6 to 8 weeks, then there's the crisis phase. And that's getting these panicked and very demoralized, destabilized people to abandon legal protections and constitutional ideals for political domination. And so when I see a lot of due process happening on social media, it gets me very, very worried, okay? And this is, the objective is to delegitimize the existing systems that we have, right? Getting the middle class to accept a completely new agenda, okay? And then number 4 happens very quick. It's normalization. Eliminate the free market. Give a lot of fake promises that you can't deliver. And this stage can last indefinitely, right? China has, 2049 has this very specific, planned, a very strategic plan to overtake the West. And it's not happening just in the US. You're actually very much, Australia is actually their testing ground. This is happening in Australia, happening in the UK. And there's also another saying I want to introduce you guys to, is to strangle you with your own systems, a Chinese saying, where you observe the system, you find some sort of controversy within that system, and cause chaos and divide, right? So you have, say, free speech, right? You value free speech? Okay, let me start protests on your front door. You value free press? Okay, I'm gonna set up state-run media organizations and spread propaganda, spread lies, right? And then the free market, let's set up state-run companies and sell below cost and take over your industries. So whether or not you believe any of this is true, this is their tactic. This is how they do things.
Whether you believe that this is happening or not, this is what they believe in to be a strategy to take things over. So you can't really argue that this is a belief that they have for how to gain power in the world. You could just have I believe that it's a conspiracy, that they're applying that to America if you choose to not believe that. But if you know that this is what they believe is a plan for conquering, so to speak, and then you look at what's happening, they are mirroring one another. I think that's what you're trying to you're watching this, you're going, oh my God. And when you say understand systems, I remember reading a little bit ago about how there's a statistic that said there are more students in China who pass the AP English exam than we have English students.
Yeah.
There are more, there are more students in the high school, Chinese high schools, passing AP English than we have even students in English classes. They have more clear English speakers in China than we do, essentially. So to say they don't understand what, how to communicate, in English or Americans' ways or anything like that, that's not the case.
If you go to my Instagram page, which is at Follow Teach 2,
Yeah.
there is a clip of these Australian Chinese students. They're from China. They speak perfect English, and they are fully indoctrinated in the Chinese thought. And even though they've spent a significant time in the West, they are loyal to their party. And I think what we have a society that's very open, and that's what I love about America. But then they are actively taking advantage of that openness. And yeah, I've heard a lot of people kind of suggest that this might be conspiracy theory, and I think it actually is very normal for conspiracy theories to kind of come about, especially in a time of uncertainty. It's actually a term that the CIA invented, to kind of discredit a lot of these, a lot of theories that, I mean, of course, there's conspiracy theories that turn out to not be true, but there are many also that do turn out to be true. Conspiracy theories, yes, their crazy ones do exist, but let's talk about facts. Like in early this year, we have someone like Charles Lieber, who is the chair of the chemistry and chemical department at Harvard, and he was charged with 2 other Chinese nationals. He was arrested for participating in the Thousand Talents program. And there's also, you can see on my Instagram page, there is a contract that he signed with the Wuhan University of Technology, where he's getting paid a significant amount of money to funnel our intellectual, property to China, right? He has to work there 9 months out of the year. He's there to establish a research center at Wuhan University of Technology, he's declaring international cooperation projects, cultivating young teachers and PhD students there, organizing conferences, applying patents, publishing articles under the name, like a strategic scientist for Wuhan University, right? So the fact that our talent is getting bought and bribed, it shouldn't be, is not conspiracy. That is fact.